C7 Bangor.
This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
One person is in the hospital and another is in jail after a stabbing on Main Street in Bangor. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Fire destroyed a home in Swanville Wednesday afternoon, and a new report shows Maine's rate of child abuse and neglect is the worst in the nation. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories in just a moment. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Thursday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across the Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. We had fog developing earlier this morning. This was a stash out from earlier, though, where the fog was at, and it was still pretty bad from earlier this morning. We're going to start seeing things improving as we do proceed forward in time, as we get a little bit of sunshine trying to peek out. We've improved enough, though. They've pulled back the dense fog advisory, so those are finally done. So that's some good news we can report. But moving forward, we have a little bit of rain outside of the country now, a little bit off toward the west. A few scattered rain showers cannot be ruled out for us today, especially as we proceed forward in time during the afternoon period. Nothing to get too worried about. Will be partly cloudy, the sunshine helping to burn that fog away. And of course, a few afternoon rain showers cannot be ruled out. So Futurecast showing those scattered chances for a few rain showers possible. We really clear out later on tonight. We become mostly clear with a lot of sunshine on the way as we head towards tomorrow. And the wind will behave themselves as well, mainly at around 5 to 10 miles per hour or less moving forward. So some very nice wind moving forward, as there won't be anything to get worried about in that department either. So for today, lower 60s, partly cloudy, a few afternoon rain showers can't be ruled out, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tonight, though, mid-30s, a few showers early, then becoming mostly clear, with the wind overall looking nice and calm as well. Your early forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, again, a few scattered rain showers cannot be ruled out. Otherwise, a partly to mostly cloudy sky, and temperatures that'll be very nice in the 50s and 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. One person is in the hospital and another is in jail after a stabbing on Main Street in Bangor. Bangor police say officers responded to what initially was reported as a disturbance near Shaw's Supermarket Wednesday afternoon. When the officers arrived, they found a male juvenile that had been stabbed multiple times. He was taken to a local hospital. 18-year-old Aiden Zaugi of Bangor was found a few minutes later and arrested. Officials say the two had allegedly been involved in a verbal altercation shortly before the assault. Zaugi has been charged with elevated aggravated assault. The incident remains under investigation. A Wilton man will spend 3 months behind bars for unlawful sexual contact with a 15-year-old girl. According to the Sun Journal, 29-year-old Carl Boyington engaged in a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old girl in 2019. The girl's mother saw Facebook messages between the two and reported them to police. Wilton police interviewed the girl, who said Boyington had sexual relations with her 3 different times. He agreed to plead guilty to sexual assault, and in return, prosecutors dropped a charge of gross sexual assault. Boyington will now serve 90 days of a 3-year sentence and will also have to register as a sex offender. Fire destroyed a home in Swanville Wednesday afternoon. Belfast Fire Department responded to a call at 460 Town Farm Road around 1 p.m. Chief Patrick Richards says the fire was fully involved when crews arrived on the scene. One person was there when the fire broke out and made it out of the home with minor injuries. There were also multiple pets at the residence, most of which have been recovered. Chief Richards says crews had to take a defensive approach to put out the flames.
That's a defensive attack, so we didn't put anybody in the house. The house was fully involved and already started to collapse in different areas, so it was completely defensive, all from the outside.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The Red Cross has been called in to assist the homeowner. The Penobscot County Grand Jury has indicted a man accused of stabbing another person. 40-year-old Brandon Hamilton of East Millinocket was arrested after he allegedly stabbed another adult male in Bangor in February. According to police, the alleged victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Hamilton was indicted on several charges, including aggravated assault, burglary, and reckless conduct with a dangerous weapon. The grand jury also indicted 38-year-old Trevor DeRogers of Mount Chase. He was the subject of an investigation for several weeks after police responded to reports of an assault in December. Police found 2 guns when they executed a search warrant in Mount Chase. DeRogers was indicted for possession of a firearm by a prohibited person and violation of condition of release. And a Bangor man who allegedly threatened to shoot people over a parking space was indicted. 31-year-old Kyle Regal was indicted for terrorizing with a dangerous weapon, criminal threatening, and assault. Police say officers witnessed Regal waving a handgun and threatening to shoot people at the intersection of Cedar and 2nd Streets in Bangor in January. No one was seriously injured. A husband and wife from Hancock County are facing drug charges. Just before noon on Tuesday, Maine Drug Enforcement Agency special agents and Hancock County Sheriff's deputies stopped a vehicle on the Buttermilk Road in Lemoyne. They arrested 32-year-old Jacob Carney and 37-year-old Crystal Carney. Both are charged with 2 counts of aggravated drug trafficking. When authorities searched the Carneys' home on Thistle Lane in Hancock, they seized 46 grams of fentanyl, $6,900 in suspected drug proceeds, and an off-road motorbike, which investigators determined was traded for fentanyl. A minor was in the home at the time of the search. A referral was made to the Maine Department of Health and Human Services. Both Carneys were taken to the Hancock County Jail. A bail commissioner refused to set bail since both were currently out on bail. They are expected to appear in court this week. Maine's rate of child abuse and neglect is the worst in the nation. It's more than twice the national average. The Children's Alliance says more than 4,200 Maine children were abused or neglected in 2021, mostly neglect, with another 34,000 living in poverty. Brad Rogers looks at what's behind the numbers and the plan in the works to turn that around.
You look at the primary risk factors for child abuse and neglect in the state. It's substance use disorder, alcohol use, domestic violence.
Every year, Maine Kids Count assesses the well-being of Maine's nearly 250,000 children. What this year's study found is children are being abused and neglected at a rate more than twice the national average, making it the worst in the nation for the maltreatment of children, including a 30% increase between 2017 and 2021.
This is not where we want to be as a state.
Melissa Hackett of the Maine Children's Alliance says first and foremost, Maine needs more services and support to help parents at risk of abusing or neglecting their children.
And in our conversations with families, we really often hear that they can't access services and supports that they need to have that stability in their home. So when those services aren't as available, and then you layer that with the opioid epidemic, with the COVID-19 pandemic, those create additional stressors for families, and then less resources to meet those challenges.
From the State Office of Child and Family Services to treatment facilities, counseling, and parental classes, Maine is understaffed just about everywhere you look.
I think what we're looking at is an overstressed system.
The Children's Alliance says Maine must invest in strategies and programs that will strengthen families and lower the need for child protection intervention.
We are right now working with DHHS to develop a statewide plan for child abuse and neglect prevention.
One idea is to invest in peer support and paraprofessionals, positions that don't require a license, but can be just as useful as a mentor for parents and as a watchdog protecting children from abuse and neglect. Now, Governor Mills says we're developing a new comprehensive plan to keep children safe by keeping families strong. That includes making sure kids have food and safe housing, and parents have job training, education, child care, and access to treatment. And there is a sense of urgency. They hope to get this prevention plan into the hands of lawmakers in the next 2 weeks.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, a bill has been introduced that would change the way PFAS chemicals that are added to products are being classified. We've got details when we return.
Denture wearers can go wild with wildly adhesive Seabond denture seals. Get 75% stronger all-day hold thanks to gradual release technology. Go wild. Seabond. Wildly adhesive.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in this state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit, any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
My husband and I have never been more active.
Shingles doesn't care.
I go to spin classes with my coworkers.
Good for you. Shingles doesn't care. Because no matter how healthy you feel, your risk of shingles sharply increases after age 50. But Shingrix protects. Proven over 90% effective, Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome was observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Shingles doesn't care, but Shingrix protects. Shingrix is now $0 for almost everyone. Ask your doctor about Shingrix today.
You found the one. Peaks Hill Lodge in Denham. Beautiful outdoor and indoor weddings and events in a relaxed, rustic atmosphere. Dance the night away on our 1,100 square foot dance floor. Full service catering and cash bar. Peaks Hill Lodge. Contact us to schedule a tour and book your wedding today.
Scudic & Bloom, a full-service, custom-designed florist, Main Street in Winter Harbor.
We can deliver one-of-a-kind, full-color flower arrangements
by custom floral designer me, Pam.
Delivering to Ellsworth and surrounding areas for any occasion.
Please visit scudicandbloom.com or call 844-SCUDIC.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
There are new details about the Massachusetts National Guardsman accused of leaking classified documents. The Air Force has now suspended 2 commanders from the unit where Jack Teixeira worked. In a new court filing, federal prosecutors say he is a flight risk and must remain detained. ABC's Lindsay Watts has more.
Good morning. We're now getting a look at new images from inside the suspect's room. It's where investigators say they found an arsenal of weapons, and it's part of why they want to keep Jack Teixeira behind bars before trial.
This morning, disturbing revelations about the man accused of leaking top-secret military documents online. These new photos show what federal investigators found inside Jack Teixeira's room. The Justice Department says that includes rifles, AR and AK-style weapons, and a bazooka. Prosecutors say Teixeira regularly made comments about violence and mass murder, using his government computer to research mass shootings. Photos also show a smashed tablet, laptop, and other devices found inside a dumpster. In a new filing, the DOJ says Teixeira is a danger to the public and they want to keep him behind bars until trial. Fallout from the leak is ongoing. ABC News has learned the Air Force suspended 2 commanders in the military unit where Teixeira worked. The Air Force calls the suspensions temporary as the investigation continues.
Teixeira has a detention hearing in Massachusetts later today. Prosecutors expected to argue that he may still have access to classified documents, and nations hostile to the U.S. could help him escape if he's freed before trial. Lindsay Watts, ABC News, Washington.
Senator Angus King has introduced new legislation that calls on the Supreme Court to adopt a code of conduct. The legislation proposes a requirement that the Supreme Court creates its own code of conduct and appoint an official to review potential conflicts and public complaints.
Virtually every judge in the country, whether it's in a state or the federal system, has to follow the canons of ethics. In Maine, we have them, and for the entire federal judiciary, except the Supreme Court. And I don't really understand that exception.
According to King, justices of the Supreme Court are currently the only judges that are not explicitly bound by a code of conduct. The senator thinks that this would provide guidance regarding their official duties and engagement in outside activities performed by the justices. In 2021, Maine legislators passed a law requiring manufacturers to report when they add PFAS chemicals to their products. An organization recently proposed a bill that aims to make changes to how these chemicals are classified. Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
The Maine State Chamber of Commerce and lawmakers testified in a public hearing in front of the Environmental and Natural Resources Committee on a bill that would make improvements to laws surrounding PFAS.
These are very complex products to test for. It's very costly, and we simply just don't have the lab capacity in Maine and frankly across the United States to be able to comply with the law as is.
The bill discussed at length was LD 1214, an act to clarify the laws to combat perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances. It would change how PFAS is defined, protect confidential business information, and remove the 2030 ban on products that intentionally add PFAS.
We support efforts, but when you're trying to regulate everyday consumer products, it's going to be a little bit more difficult and a little bit more challenging for companies to be able to comply with.
Senator Joe Baldacci was one lawmaker who was in favor of LD 1214. He says there needs to be clear rules on how to test for PFAS so businesses can understand how they're impacted.
We need to work with our small business community, our business community, and try to help make sure they are able to comply and have the resources to comply and the time to comply. We need to make some adjustments sometimes to help make sure people can actually comply.
Senator Henry Ingwerson of Arundel was against the bill. He says the changes would cause problems to how the state tests for PFAS.
The definition proposed in LD 1214 leaves out a whole host of harmful chemicals, including several PFAS, adjuvants, and precursors. This new definition means that several toxic PFAS could still be used in products.
Senator Baldacci has a goal in mind heading into the Environmental and National Resource Committee's next workshop session.
I just want to show them that we can make these adjustments, but we can still go forward with our goal, which is to continue to clean up PFAS, but we don't have to sacrifice large sectors of our economy in order to do that.
In Augusta, Matthew Juroncic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
After the break, we'll look at screen time for kids and how it impacts their health. We'll be right back.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Mossy Ledge Spirits is a true hidden gem in Etna. Located just 3 miles off I-95, exit 167, we are home to tastings, tours, cocktails, to-go drinks, bottles, live music, and priceless memories. So enjoy some pizza and raise the glass here at Mossy Ledge Spirits.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC7.
Honey, where's the countertop?
I sent it out to the granite shop this morning to be replaced.
Wow.
The quickest turnaround in the business, the Granite Shop in Sedgwick.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin Formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
My secret to beating sniff chicks? Secret dry spray. Just spray and stay fresh all day.
My turn.
Secret actually fights odor and it's aluminum free. Hours later, still fresh. Secret works.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
Every time you shop at Hannaford, you do more than just buy groceries. You support our mission to keep 65 million pounds of food waste each year out of landfills and put it to much greater use. The good food goes to community pantries and food banks. What isn't used there goes to feed these guys. The rest is made into renewable clean energy. All of it helps reduce harmful greenhouse gases and helps sustain our planet for future generations. Hannaford Supermarkets, greater than groceries.
Some Bucksport high schoolers returned home as world champions this week. Our David Ledford spoke with the winners about an experience they say was difficult to compute.
Hasn't really completely set in the gravity of it.
This was like a real happy moment.
It was complete shock.
Bucksport High School's robotics team won 3rd place at the For Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology World Championship in Texas over the weekend. The Bucks Wrath Team 6329 received a warm welcome for bringing home the hardware, but many were left like their winning robot, shocked.
The kind of surprise for us all was winning Excellence in Engineering. It's the single best robot award you can win. I mean, they work incredibly hard and they put in a lot of hours. Meetings are optional and we meet, 30 hours a week, give or take. And these kids, I generally have to kick them out of the shop.
Despite running like a well-oiled machine, members of the team say they experienced strong emotions when they hit the competition floor.
As much pressure as there was with thousands, tens of thousands of people watching, there was a little relief, kind of a sense of, let's just have fun this match.
We're used to seeing a lot of people, but this was just way out of what we were used to. There was just a lot of people really looking upon us and cheering, and it was very loud, and it was very nice to have that feeling of that we were somebody.
Team members say the achievement is the culmination of years of hard work, competition wins, and community fundraising. For others, it's just the beginning.
It's definitely changed the course of the rest of my life personally, and it's made me into the person I've become today. I've learned basically everything that I know now from this program and the people I worked with.
In Bucksport, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The Masonic Lodge based in Herman gave back to students at the Patricia A. Duran School through their annual Bikes for Books program. Members of the Lodge 174 have been participating in Bikes for Books for more than a decade now. Through fundraising and grant support, the Lodge purchased bikes to give away to students as a reward for reading.
Any money or stuff that we raise, we try to give back to the community as much as we can. And this is one of the best ways to do it, and of course the kids definitely enjoy it.
Students who participated in the program had their names entered into a drawing each time they read an age-appropriate book. Needless to say, the winners were excited to test out their new rides.
Very generous, and I'm very happy that I got a bike. I have a new ramp, so I'm probably just going to go jumping it and maybe go bike riding.
The Lodge gave away 26 bikes in total this year. Being glued to the screen keeps kids quiet, but it also keeps them sitting down. Adding in physical activity can keep things more balanced. With more, here's ABC's Lindsay Watts.
Endless hours of streaming and games can keep your kids busy, but more screen time means more sitting, and that can be bad for their health. The CDC estimates that almost 15 million children are obese in the United States, putting them at risk for conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, breathing problems, and joint problems. But mixing physical activity in with that screen time can help. A recent study found that limiting screen time to 4 hours and walking, dancing, or jumping for 12,000 steps a day is the recipe needed to keep kids at a healthy weight. So no need to put a ban on all screen time. Just make sure kids are up and moving as well. With this Medical Minute, I'm Lindsay Watts, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
I've been in a few accidents and had surgery on my right foot first and contracted a blood disorder. I had quite a few seizures after that and then had a massive stroke. That was a really rough time in my life. Donna has helped me through so much. She knew exactly what I was going through, and she made sure that I had nurses in my home. She helps me with all of my medications. She coordinates all my rides to any facility I need to go to. She talks to my doctors personally. Thanks to Donna, I'm sitting in my own home and I'm getting the care I need and I'm getting all the therapy I need. It's made my life tremendously easier.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you, Donna?
I am okay. How's your morning been? You're not overdoing, are you?
No, I'm not overdoing it.
Okay, remember you are in recovery. You come first.
She gives me hope. She gives me faith. She puts a smile on my face every time I talk to her. I call her my second sister, and I've never even met her. Hello.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, it is good to meet you.
I have to thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done for me.
That's what I'm here for. I love being able to make your life easier when I can and get you the care you need.
And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll never forget you.
Never forget you either, buddy.
If I didn't have Donna in my life, I don't think that I'd be sitting where I'm sitting right now.
Maine's 207 area code will be around a little longer. It's now predicted to be exhausted by the second quarter of 2029. The previous date was the first quarter of 2027. The Maine Public Utilities Commission has been monitoring the status of the 207 area code since 2018 as the number of service providers began to increase significantly, along with the volume of numbering resources. Maine PUC Chair Philip Bartlett II says, quote, "Since we first became aware of the risk to Maine's 207 area code, two things have become clear: that preserving the area code is important to the people of Maine and that we have the tools to help do so," end quote. Visitors will see a few new additions to the Galen Cole Family Land Transportation Museum in Bangor this year, including a life-size bronze sculpture of the founder himself. The sculpture has been undercover since the statue of the museum founder Galen Cole was delivered to the museum in the fall. This coming Sunday, the museum is hosting Founders Day. Well, it will finally be unveiled to Cole's family, volunteers, and guests. Anthony Almani Berwick was selected to be the creator of the sculpture.
They wanted him sitting on a bench and smiling and leaning forward as if he was engaging with children, because as I learned, children were the heart of his mission.
Senator Susan Collins will be in attendance, as well as others from the public. It is free and open to the public. Let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are Paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. Alrighty, here we go. This was a look at the fog from earlier this morning. Some of the visibility levels got pretty bad at times as well, so hopefully many slowed down as they commuted to work or school this morning. But the good news is we've improved enough that the dense fog advisories have since been pulled back. So we are done with those, but now we have to watch out for a little bit of rain that will be moving in soon. We're under a partly cloudy sky for the time being. We have some rain outside of the country now. We have to look further off towards the west to see a few rain and possibly a few snow showers there. We'll be watching for a few sky rain showers possible for us during the afternoon period, with a few boundaries that are kind of passing through at this point, though. Nothing that really kind of stands out, but a few rain showers cannot be ruled out before high pressure approaches and gives us very nice weather later on tonight and the parts of Friday as well to wrap up the work week. But otherwise, moving forward, though, futurecast showing of scattered chances for a few rain showers during the afternoon and evening time frame, at least the early evening time frame. Notice we really start to clear out of here later on tonight and the parts of tomorrow morning. So a lot of sunshine for your Friday, a great way to wrap up the week. A few clouds, though, during the afternoon, nothing to get too worried about. And then by Friday night and Saturday, nothing too ridiculous either. Watching for a little bit of cloud cover again as we head towards Saturday morning. So otherwise, though, we're going to be watching for our next system that'll be moving in, especially as we head towards early Sunday morning, with some rain showers that will be possible by Sunday afternoon. And I'll just begin the multiple rounds of rain showers and some heavy rain at times and wind. Some will not be a great situation by Monday morning to start off the work week. So this is that time to start paying attention now. We'll allow multiple rounds of rain showers possible, especially as we proceed through at least Wednesday or so. So multiple day event again on the way. So definitely a good time to make sure to pay attention as we do proceed closely at times. But otherwise, though, we're going to be watching for a very limited chances for rainfall, at least for today. Maybe localized areas of maybe a tenth or so of an inch, but otherwise some areas barely trace amounts, and that'll be about it for today. Wave heights are not bad right now. Everything is low at around 3 feet or so. No small craft advisories in effect, so we're looking good at that point as well. Our average high temperature is 59 degrees. Lower 60s on the way for us today. Upper 60s Friday, that'll be nice. Back in the upper 50s Saturday, lower 50s Sunday, and remaining in the 50s in general Monday, Tuesday, and also in near Wednesday. Forecast for today, lower 60s, partly cloudy, a few afternoon showers possible, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. By tonight, mid-30s, a few showers early, then becoming mostly clear, with the wind overall looking nice and calm as well. So for tomorrow, upper 60s, mostly sunny and just awesome out there. The north breeze at about 5 miles per hour. All right, here's a look at your Paramount Paving extended forecast, showing a mostly cloudy sky for your Saturday. Highs in the upper 50s. Rain showers again by Sunday, and also near Monday. Temperatures not too bad. They will be in the lower to middle 50s.
Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6.